Indian students have always been the backbone of global education, specifically in countries like the United States and Canada. But now, with visa rejection rate rising rapidly, these students are facing new and frustrating challenges. And even the universities that once welcomed them are starting to paying the price. If we are talking about the data, then in 2023 academic year, the United States recorded a shocking 41% rejection rate for international student visa application. And let me tell you that this was the highest in past 10 years. Canada followed a similar trend with rejection rate rising from 38% in 2023 to staggering 52% in 2024. Now that means that more than half of the student applicants to Canada were denied a chance to study over there. For Indian students who spent months, even sometimes years, preparing for admission, these rejections are not just disappointing, they are devastating. This is specifically ironic considering how important international students are to the economies of these countries as well. In the United States alone, international students contribute nearly $50 billion to the economy in 2023-24, with about 51% of that coming directly from tuition fee. Indian students made up a huge portion of this particular contribution. In fact, over 268,000 Indian students were studying in the US in 2023, making India the second largest source of international students after China. The economic value of Indian students to the United States was estimated at more than $12 billion, a number that shows just how much universities depend on Indian students. Despite this, these students have reported facing much higher visa rejection rate as just compared to students from any other country. For example, in 2022, visa rejection rate for Indian students applying for major cities like Hyderabad and Delhi reached up to 50%. In Canada, many Indian students who had already secured admissions to good colleges found their visas suddenly rejected without clear explanations. This is not just the student who are feeling the impact, by the way. Universities in the US and Canada are experiencing serious consequences. Enrollment numbers are falling at many public universities in the US, with some reporting double-digit declines in the number of international students, and this is specifically due to Trump's strict immigration policy. This drop is creating financial pressure, specifically since international students usually pay higher tuition than the domestic students. Some American universities have even begun lobbying their own government to simplify and speed up the visa process just to hope to avoid further losses. As a result of these trends, Indian students are beginning to look elsewhere for higher education. European countries like Germany, France, and Ireland saw more than 30% increase in the application from Indian students in 2023. Australia and the UK are also becoming more popular again, though they too are beginning to tighten visa rules for Indians. Interestingly, countries such as the United Arab Emirates and Japan are now actively inviting Indian students by offering easier student visa pathway. Well, this shift might also work in India's favor. With so many challenges abroad, more students are now considering studying in India. Leading institutions like IITs, IIS, Ashoka University, and other private universities are upgrading their infrastructure, offering global-level faculty, and modernizing their courses. Government-backed initiatives like Study in India are also trying to attract international students to Indian campuses, flipping the traditional flow of education immigration. In trying to control immigration, countries like the US and Canada might be harming their own long-term interest. Indian students are not just fee payers, they are future researchers, entrepreneurs, and innovators. When they are turned away unfairly, it's not just their dream that are blocked, it's the host country who lose the cut in the long run. The message is clear. Rejecting Indian talent has consequences, and global universities are now learning that in a very hard way. So if you are an aspiring Indian student, don't lose your hope. The world is big and many new opportunities are opening up. Explore different countries, apply for scholarships, keep your options open, and remember, the global value of Indian talent is only going up.